As the city of Swift Current continues to grow, key stakeholders in the community have come together to develop a new integrated facility, which would benefit all residents and be located in the city's growing north end near the Cypress Regional Hospital. Representatives of the city, Holy Trinity and Chinook School Divisions, and the Cypress Health Region recently presented their individual project outlines to local residents at a special public consultation. The two school divisions already have their funding in place for a combined K-8 school on this parcel of land. The Health Region has plans to build a new long-term care facility adjacent to the hospital, with additional hopes of attracting a 4-year nursing degree program to the city. Funding and program approval are pending on these projects. And the city of Swift Current not only hopes for the new long-term care facility, but an expanded arts and sports facility near the hospital. This could include a walking track, swimming pool, library, and art gallery all under one roof. And as the crowd listened to each of the presentations, many brought their own concerns forward.
The people who came to speak, they did not get a chance to speak. Yes, they can write what they feel, but the audiovisual impact is lost. And that has a greater impression on people. How many people will go around and read all the concerns? I don't know. But even if 10 or 20 people had spoken on the issue, it would have had a greater impact.
If it's a smart move to, say, move the art gallery and the library to the outer edge of the town so that you're an extreme opposite end from the people on the south side, for instance.
What's interesting is I think people have the opportunity to voice their concerns no matter what the method. So in this particular case, they couldn't maybe stand at a mic tonight and do it, but they were able to go and voice their concerns. And you know, a couple of things that I think are interesting is tonight I think cleared the air on a lot of misconceptions about the facility in terms of how it's being funded and why the locations and ways that we can work around some of the concerns rather than just sort of worry about them. And you know, in the case of the library, you know, if it made sense and it offered, you know, better accessibility and was in use more by our residents and offered more programs and whatnot, and our community was behind it, then obviously we want to look at it. And if that isn't the case, then obviously we'll be looking at other options.
And despite many of the questions raised about moving both the art gallery and library from the downtown core, others in the crowd appear to be on board with the entire project concept.
If the governments of any level are standing with a handful of money wanting to invest in, be it schools, be it long-term care facilities, whatever these facilities might be, if we don't want the money and we don't want the development, they will take it and build it elsewhere.
We still think the library is an important part of the community. We still think the gallery is an important part of the community. And it fits in with everything else that's being proposed for the new facility. So think about it. Realistically, it's the way to go.
According to city officials, the series of public consultations is a starting point to gather ideas for the project. Mayor Schaefer notes that by having updated facilities such as the ones in question would not only benefit current residents, it would assist in attracting new residents down the road. And as far as the timeline on the project, Schaefer says it all comes down to funding.
You know, the number one priority, I think, for the city of Swift Current, for residents kind of in our region actually, is we need to replace our long-term care facility. And one of the reasons why this is sort of fluid from our point, and we have to be a little bit reactive, is if a long-term care facility is under traditional funding models and we have to come up with a large portion of that investment, then that takes priority for us. And you know, other things maybe become on the back burner, or we have to look for other funding models to do that. With that being said, if we get a non-traditional funding model for long-term care and all of a sudden now we've got a huge part of this project funded without going to the local taxpayer through property taxes, that's when we want to be ready with the federal government funding and fundraising and other sources like that. So right now we're a little bit fluid. We want to make sure we've got all partners and their facilities going, and then you know, we're going to keep analyzing what facilities that and services that our residents want.
In the coming weeks, information booths will be set up around the city, including the shopping malls, for the public to get more information and fill out questionnaires on the proposed facility. Additional public meetings are planned down the road.